Happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours.
Today we are making paleo pumpkin pie.
Bars.
Let's get to it.
All right, for this recipe, you're going to need 1 can of pure pumpkin, not pie filling, a third of a cup of medjool dates pulsed in a food processor or pureed, third cup of honey, coconut milk, full fat, 2 eggs whisked, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, some pumpkin pie spice, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Now for your pie crust, you're going to need 1.5 cups of almond flour, a half cup of pecans, a 1/4 cup of coconut oil melted, 3 tablespoons of honey, and half a teaspoon of vanilla, and a pinch of salt.
Let's get started, family.
Preheat oven to 350.
Grease an 8x8 baking dish.
Okay, we're going to mix all of our crust ingredients just in a bowl, and you want to mix by hand, guys. So we are going to start with our half a cup of roughly chopped pecans. By chopped, we just smashed them in a bag. Okay, and then we're going to do 1.5 cups of almond flour. 3 tablespoons of raw honey. That just had to heat up a little bit in the microwave.
You do?
Yeah, I did.
Let's see.
Half a teaspoon of vanilla.
She's the pro. She's the pro.
A pinch of salt. Alright, a 1/4 cup of melted coconut oil. And you want to use virgin coconut oil where possible, unrefined. And then we're going to just hand mix this, it says, and create our crust for our pumpkin pie bar. We're going to take this crust dough and we're going to push it into the bottom of this 8x8 pan that we've greased. Okay, so now that we've pushed our crust out to mold our pan, we're going to put it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes or until it's lightly browned. And then we're going to get started on the filling.
We're going to now dice up the dates in our food processor.
Turn it on. Can I turn it on?
Just can pulse it a few times. Okay, now we're going to mix all of our pie ingredients into this medium saucepan. First, we're going to start with 1 can, 15 ounces of pure pumpkin.
Now I'm going to pour these dates into our saucepan.
Now, pour a 1/3 cup of honey.
Now we're going to put in half a cup of full fat coconut milk.
Now we're adding 2 eggs whisked.
Next, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Next, we have a teaspoon of vanilla. Next, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now we're going to cook it over medium heat until it starts to boil, about a couple minutes.
Alright, now we're taking out our pie crust. Looking good, peeps. So it's come to a boil, well, a little bit of a bubble, And then we've let it go for another minute past that. And now we are going to put this on top of our cooled pie crust. And then we're going to refrigerate for 2 hours before serving. Okay, we've got our cooled pie crust. And we've got our pumpkin pie filling that we're going to put on top. The filling to this tastes delicious, guys. I just tested. I want to get every last bit. Alright, and then just spread it out. Evenly.
This is our paleo pumpkin pie.
We're going to sit this in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours before we serve. This is actually for Thanksgiving in the morning. And thank you for joining our family in the kitchen. Happy Thanksgiving.